Hey everybody, this video is for the Storm the Castle assignment. As you can see, the playground is going to be Castle Crasher, okay, and it should look something like this. If you scroll down, the challenges, we're only going to have one, okay, and it's going to be Castle Level 1, and it says, clear every building on the castle's grounds by pushing all building pieces, including the castle, off each side of the playground, okay, and then some helpful hints. As you start this, realize that the buildings may not fall the same way each time you hit them. Okay, so you should take that into account with your code. Obviously, you don't want to fall off as there are no walls, but it does mention something about the down eye sensor. Okay, so a couple things. First, come in here. Okay, I've already got it kind of set up. I've named it Castle Level 1. I've changed it to Castle Crasher. As you can see, your robot starts right here. Okay, and you want to knock off each one of those buildings. Okay, so they consider this one the castle. So going back here, the first thing I would probably do is try to take out the perimeter ones. Okay, so I have a little bit of code here. I set my velocity to 100% both turn and drive to make it a little faster. Then first I turn right and go forward for 900 millimeters. So let's see what that looks like. Alright. Then of course you can either turn around and go there, then there, then there, or you can turn there, there, and there. Once you get all of those knocked off, okay, then you're going to have to figure out how to knock out the castle. Okay, like I said, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to fall the same way every time. Okay, so you can of course just use your forward, backward, turning, stuff like that. And that will probably get you, for the most part, done. But once you kind of start trying to knock this out, it may get you very frustrated. Okay, so go ahead and try it first with this. Okay, and then come back and watch the rest of this video, and I will give you some tips and tricks on how to do that. Alright, as you can see, I was able to knock off the majority of the edge buildings by using the forward, backward, turning, stuff like that. Okay, there's still a little bit left over, which hopefully with this next part it will take care of it. But also, as you see, we've still got the castle in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple different functions and blocks that will hopefully help you take care of the rest of the blocks. Okay, so we're going to go hide. As you can see, it's in here. I will go over where I got those, but scrolling up here. Okay, if you notice, there's a drive forward. Okay, so if I pulled that in by itself, just like that, I would just go forward until I fall off. Okay, so I need to have something under there to tell me how long I do it. That's where this wait until comes into play. So under control, wait until, you'd pull it right there. Okay, so if you notice, it has a little shape there. That's where you bring in the sensor. Okay, so if we're scrolling down to sensing, there is under eye sensing, front eye detects red. Okay, so you'd pull one of those out, and then of course change it to down eye. So right there it says I'm going to drive forward until my down eye detects red. So the red part is the border of the playground. Okay, so theoretically by putting that in, it would detect red and stop. Okay, and that's what right now what it would just do. It would just stop. So we need to have another command after it. So I would then bring in probably a turn, and you can either go right or left, and then change the degrees to something other than 90 or 45. Okay, so we'll try 100, go back to show, and then hit play. Let's see what happens. Okay, if you notice, it just drives and then hits the red and stops. Well, that, of course, is because it's just one line of code. So I need to make sure that I use a forever, or you could try to do repeat, but forever is just going to continue to repeat until you tell it to stop. Okay, so I'm going to take this out, put it in there. You can, again, mess around with the degrees. Let's see what 30 degrees does compared to 100. Show, hit play, and see what happens. So if you notice, right, at 30 degrees, it's obviously a shorter turn, okay, which could be beneficial if you still have little pieces on the corners, okay. Obviously, so far, it hasn't really hit anything. All right, remember, we want to push this whole thing off. So what I would do is I'd hit stop. Then I'd come in here and maybe try to do, let's go back to that 100 degrees. Hit play, and then see what happens. Okay, notice it turns more, right? So it's still not doing necessarily what I want. Okay, so I'll hit stop, hide, try like 140. Play. Okay, you're going up to the red. There we go. Now it's going to finally hit the castle and drive until it can't drive anymore because it hits the red. Okay, so what you can do is continue to mess around with the degrees. Okay, and again, it's going to continue this loop until you tell it to stop. Okay, it may not be perfect, and you can probably come in here and maybe test some other sensors, but that is going to be kind of a random way to knock off everything. Okay, so couple things about this is, one, the timer. Okay, so try to time yourself and to see how fast you can go. Okay, the next important thing is every time I do this, instead of hitting refresh, just hit play. Okay, because if I hit refresh, then it's going to go back to the beginning and all the buildings are going to be there. Okay, so you can hit play, and then if you need to change something, you just hit stop, change your degree, or add another line of code, then hit play again, and then it will go just like that. Okay, so go ahead and try and time yourself, get all the building blocks off, and you will complete that.